Hey everyone, this is Craft Zone Creation Section 3, Cubing. This is a quick tutorial for how to solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. I've posted layer by layer tutorials for this earlier, and they have a lot of detail, and they might be a bit too long for some of you, so I've decided to make a shorter tutorial for all the 3 layers, all in one video. So, if you'd like to learn the cube with a bit more detail, you can go check out my previous videos. And if you'd like a quick tutorial, here's the place. Now, before I start, there are a few things you need to know. You need to know what the pieces of the cube are. So let's start with the center pieces. These are the pieces that tell you what color that entire face needs to be. So no matter what colors you might have around it, if there's a red in the center, it means that this entire face needs to be red. And that goes for all the other faces. Specific colors are opposite to specific colors. So white is always opposite yellow, red is always opposite orange, and blue is always opposite green. Edge pieces are these pieces right here. They have 2 colors and they connect 2 faces. And each face has them connecting 2 faces. Corner pieces have 3 colors and they connect 3 faces. So in this case, this corner piece connects white, green, and red. And those are the pieces of the cube. Next up, algorithms. Now, algorithms are a set of instructions that tell you how to move which piece in which direction. They also make sure that when you're putting a specific piece into position, what you've already made on the cube doesn't get messed up. So, following algorithms is pretty easy. All you need to know is what the letters stand for and how to move them. So, this is your front face. R would be the right face, right here. And if you have a letter just like this, without an I in front of it, just the letter on its own, it means that you're going to be moving that face clockwise. So, if someone says F, you'll be moving the front face clockwise, like that. And then, if F is front, B is the back, R is right, and L is left. U is up, and D is down. And if you're given these instructions without a letter I or an apostrophe, just plain letters, it means you have to move them clockwise. So R, and then L, U, F. That's how that would work. Now, if there's a letter I is for counterclockwise or anti-clockwise, which means it's going this way. RI would be like that. FI would be like that. And the same goes for all the other faces. Instead of I, in some places you might also see an apostrophe. That means the same thing as counterclockwise. The letter D isn't really used when solving the cube, but you can use it when you're making patterns, which is one of the videos I've already posted as well. So if you want to go take a look at that, you can do that. But the other faces are moved quite often while you're solving the cube. Those are algorithms. And don't worry, I will go over that when I'm actually showing you how to do them as well. If it seems a bit confusing right now, it's okay. Now let's get started and learn how to solve the cube. You can mess up your Rubik's Cube now if you haven't done so already. So we're going to start off by finishing the first layer. The first layer involves the entire white face being completed and the sides of all the top sides of all the faces. You can also see a T shape here since it matches with the centerpiece. To start off, first we're going to make the white cross. It's a cross on the white face, and you'll see that the edge pieces, they connect the correct centerpieces together. So white is connected to orange with the white and orange edge piece right here. And the same goes for all the other colors. Okay, so to start, you need to find edge pieces with white on them. So we're going to start with the blue face, which means you have to find an edge piece that has white and blue on it. So let's look for it. Right here. So this edge piece, the first thing you need to do is bring it to the bottom, right here, and you're going to bring it to the blue side. Then you can turn this twice so that it's with the white and blue. Now, as you can see, this edge piece isn't in the correct position. Blue has to be over here and white needs to go over here. So, let me introduce you to the very first algorithm. This algorithm here, RIUFIUI, is going to help you solve this problem right here. So to begin, make sure this right here is towards your right. So just turn your cube so that this piece is towards your right. Then do this algorithm. I'm going to do it with you. RIUFIUI. Now, if you go back to where it was, you'll see that the edge piece has been flipped and it's in the correct position. All you need to do is do this for all 4 colors and you'll have the white cross. Let's look for the next one, orange. I see it's right here, so I'm going to move this to the bottom and I'm going to bring it to the orange face. Now I'm going to bring it up, and this one needs to be flipped too. So let's do this again. RIUFIUI. And if you noticed, the blue is still right where it was, but the orange has been corrected now. That's what algorithms are used for. They can help you correct and put pieces into the positions they're supposed to be, but they make sure that what you've already done doesn't get ruined. So this one's pretty easy. This is already connected to the red side. All you need to do is move it up, and now it's connected to the white as well. And you can just put the green piece up like that as well. And there you have the white cross. White cross on the white face, connected to all the center pieces on all the sides. The next step is putting in the corners. To put in the corners, you have to find corner pieces that have white on them, because all the corners here are going to have white on them, other than the other 2 colors. So I see one corner piece right here. This one has white, orange, and green on it, which means it needs to go right here. It's going to be connecting these 3 colors. So to put this in, a simple way to do it is to flip your cube this way so that yellow is on the top. And now this right here, this piece needs to go over here. So you can move this like that, bring this up, put this in here, and put it back down. Now this is in the correct position. Let me show that to you again with another piece. This corner piece right here, blue and orange, which means it goes here. You don't really need an algorithm for this, but if you wanted to, it would be, after flipping your cube upside down, it would be U, R, UI, RI. And that would put the corner piece in the correct position. Most of the time, corner pieces are going to be easy to find and easy to put in, like that. Sometimes they can be on the bottom, over here, so there's an extra step needed there. This one, the green and red, needs to go over here, between the green and red faces. So just put it underneath there. You can turn this like this, so now the corner piece is over here. You can bring the corner piece over here so that it's out of the way, and you can turn this back up. Now you've got the corner piece on this row here. So again, you just do what you did for the rest of the corner pieces and just put it into place. And that's the first layer. You can see that the white is completed. The orange, green, red, and blue faces have a T. And now you're ready to move on to the next layer. Now for the next layer, what we're going to be doing is putting in the edge pieces over here in the correct places. So what you're going to end up with is this entire row completed. So to begin, put the white face on the bottom and make it so that the yellow is on the top. Now you're going to look for edge pieces that don't have yellow on them. And then you're going to match this color right here. So since this is blue, I'm going to match it with a blue centerpiece. And here I have orange, which means that this piece needs to go right here. And as I am moving it to the left, I'm going to use this algorithm right here. So UI, LI, UI, L, U, F, U, F, I. As you can see, that puts that edge piece right into position. Then you can continue looking for more edge pieces. Make sure you align them with the correct center piece first. And now, here's a good example. The green and orange piece needs to go to this side, which is to the right, which means I'll be using this algorithm right here. So, U, R, U, R, I, U, I, F, I, U, I, F. And that puts it right into place. Now you can find all your edge pieces either on top or they might already be in place, but most of the time they might be in the wrong position. So don't worry, you can just use the algorithm and put them in place by basically replacing them with some other random edge piece, which is going to put them over here, and then you can use the correct algorithm after aligning it correctly. So just do that for all the edge pieces, and you'll be done with the second layer. This is what your cube will look like once you've finished putting in all the edge pieces of the second layer. You'll see that the first two are completely done, and all you need to do is solve this entire thing. And this is the third layer. So let's get to it. Now, there are a lot of steps when it comes to solving the third layer, mainly because now that you've solved the rest of the cube, you need to be really careful and everything needs to be done with algorithms. You can't just simply put in corner pieces the way you did with the first layer because there was nothing for you to worry about when you were doing this. But now you have to make sure nothing else gets messed up. So, the first thing when you're doing the third layer, you'll see that you have some sort of a random pattern made by yellow pieces. So in this case, you can see that I have this L pattern right here, similar to what I've drawn over here. Now keep in mind, the black parts of my drawings can be any color, whereas the blank parts of this are the yellow pieces. So these are some of the most common ones that you might see. And basically what you need to do is you have to put them in this position. So if I have an L and I look at it this way, I have to make sure it's like that. So I can just turn it around and make sure it's facing this way. And the same goes for all of these. And this one as well. I drew that in the end, actually. I just remembered it a bit later. If you have 3 diagonal yellows, they need to be going this way. Also, if you see that you have any other random pieces over here with no yellows like that, except for the centerpiece, you might want to take a second look at your second layer because it's possible you missed an edge piece when you were putting it in over here. Now, after you align them this way, you need to perform this algorithm. And it's going to take you to a yellow cross. So let's do it. F, R, U, R, I, U, I, F, I. Now, I've ended up with a T. So that's actually really common because you might need to do this several times before you get to the cross. So all you need to do is just put it in the correct orientation, then do the algorithm again. F, R, U, R, I, U, I, F, I. Now I have this, so I'm going to put it in the correct position. F, R, U, R, I, U, I, F, I. And sometimes it might take much longer, but there's really nothing to worry about. Just continue doing it until you get to the yellow cross. And I'll be right back. Now that you've got to the yellow cross, right here, you might have 3 different possibilities of what that might look like. So in my case, I have the third one right here, where I have the yellow cross and one other corner filled in with yellow. You might have no other corners filled in with yellow, or you might have 2 other random corners filled in with yellow. All you need to do, and let's start with the first one. If you have no corners filled in, what you need to do is look for yellow pieces on the sides, and then you're going to put them towards your left right here, and you're going to perform this algorithm. If you have these 2, your first goal is to get to this step. When I did mine, I got to this step immediately. That can happen to you as well, but sometimes you might end up with these 2 instead, and that's okay. So for this one, just put yellow pieces towards your left and perform this algorithm. If you have any 2 sides, any 2 corners filled with yellow, you can put yellow pieces that are on the side in front of you, right here, and then perform this algorithm. You might have to do it several times to get to this, but that's just part of it. Now, if you're already here, you have to make sure that the yellow corner that has been filled in is in the left bottom corner right here. And then you're going to perform this algorithm. So let's do it. The goal of this whole step is to get the entire yellow face filled in. And that's what the algorithm does. R, U, R, I, U, R, U2, R, I. And that filled in my entire yellow face. Most of the time though, it's just going to take you to this step again, and you might have to do this algorithm several times. So that's okay, that's nothing to worry about. Now, moving on to the next step. Now, in this step, we're going to put in all the corner pieces in the correct positions. To do that, what you need to look for is any color that might have 2 matching corner pieces so that you can align them with the whole face and end up with this, where, let's say, all of this is blue and that blank space is just any other piece. And before doing that though, sometimes what you might end up with is this. As you can see, none of my corner pieces match in color on one face. So in this case, what you need to look for and see is if you can put one corner piece in the correct position, check the one that's opposite to it. See, that one's in the correct position too. So, before you get to this step, you need to solve this. So you put one correct corner in the back and the other correct corner in the front, and then you do this algorithm right here. RI, F, RI, B2, R, FI, RI, B2, R2, UI. And that's going to bring you to two colors on the same face. So since this is red, I'm going to align this with the red face, and you can see this is what I mean by the matching colors. So once you have this, what you need to do is put this face towards the back. So this with the matching corner pieces is in the back, and then you do this algorithm again. RI, if you already had this, all you need to do is do this algorithm once, and all your corner pieces will be in the correct position. RI, F, RI, B2, R, FI, RI, B2, R2, UI. And as you can see right here, all my corner pieces are in the correct position. Now the next step will be making sure that all the edge pieces here are in the correct places. Now, most of the time what you might end up with here is that you have one face completely filled in, but the other three edges need to be moved in order for them to be in the correct position. Now, you're going to take that completely filled in face and put it to the back. And then you're going to see whether these edge pieces need to move this way, which is clockwise, or if they need to move this way, which is counterclockwise. And then you would perform these algorithms right here. Now, there are two other cases that you might have here, and I don't have these. I have one of the other two, so I'm going to show you those as well. What I have here is the opposite case, where I need to swap the opposite edge pieces for them to be in the correct position. So the green needs to swap with the blue piece right here so that they're in the correct position. And to do that, all I have to do is follow this algorithm. Now when it comes to swapping pieces, there's another possibility. Instead of opposite, you might need to swap pieces that are whose faces are right next to each other. Those are the adjacent ones. In that case, you don't really need to use a different algorithm. All you can do, one of the things you can do is use one of the clockwise or counterclockwise algorithms. So one of these two, that's going to give you a completed face. And then you can check which way the edge pieces need to move and use whichever one you need one more time, and you'll end up with the solved cube. So that's what you need to do with the adjacent ones. As for the opposites, I'm going to do this algorithm. And this M right here, that's for the middle, this one. So if it says M2, it's M2, like that. And then goes U, M2, U2, M2, U, M2. And the edge pieces have been swapped, and my cube is now complete. I'm going to show you the clockwise and counterclockwise one too. Now, in this example, my orange face is complete, but the rest of my edge pieces need to move. Now, if you look carefully, red needs to go here, green needs to go here, and blue needs to go over here. So these pieces are moving counterclockwise. So you need to solve this cube by doing this algorithm right here. F2, UI, L, RI, F2, LI, R, UI, F2. And that's the solved cube right there. And that's it for this step. Now you've solved the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. And I hope this tutorial was, in fact, quick. I realized my last video for the third layer, just the third layer, was around 20 minutes long. So according to time for all 3 layers, I think this one's going pretty good. But yes, that's how you solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. I hope you liked my video, and I do plan on posting more tutorials for other cubes. I'm looking at possibly posting a tutorial on how to solve the 3x3 mirror cube, which is pretty similar to the regular cube, but instead of colors, this one now has different sizes of pieces on each side, so when you mess it up, it's a complete jumble. It doesn't even look like a cube anymore. But it's really interesting, and it's a lot of fun, and definitely a little more challenging than the regular cube, but still not that hard. So you can look forward to that. And that's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Leave a like if you like the video, and leave a comment to let me know what you think. Subscribe to know when my next videos come out, and that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Bye!